I don't expect any help, Benjamin. Thank you, though.
Are you crazy? Treason and murder. On Clystron 4, either of those gets you the death penalty. What's the matter with you? Talk to me before I have to let these people take you.
No. I'm sorry, Benjamin, but no.
We've got 20 years of friendship behind us.
I'm Judge at Dax now. That was Curzon Dax you knew for 20 years.
So when the Dax part of you survived from one host to the next, it really didn't take our friendship along.
Benjamin, you know you're still my very dear friend. I'm sorry.
You've received your confirmation, Commander. Now we'd like to be on our way to the prison.
You know, Mr. Chandra, I kept wondering why you tried to kidnap Lieutenant Dax rather than just present your warrant to me in the proper way. I couldn't figure that out at first.
I trust you have figured out, Commander, that our extradition treaty with your Federation is current and valid.
This station is technically Bajoran.
Hey. What does that mean to us?
You don't have an extradition treaty with Bajor. I think that's why you tried to abduct Lieutenant Dax. You were afraid the Bajorans would refuse extradition.
That's absurd. No Bajoran interests are even involved here.
How did you know your way around the station so well?
My conversation is with the Commander.
No, your conversation is with my first officer now.
You Clystrons are allies of the Cardassians. Your knowledge of the station confirms that. They must have given you the layouts, which not only compromises Bajoran security, but also annoys us.
I'm afraid Bajoran interests are involved. And Bajor is adamant that, at least I believe it's adamant.
Oh, yeah.
You see, there will have to be an extradition hearing before I can lawfully release Lieutenant Dax.
For how long? As long as it takes. That could be for days. Oh, there's nowhere else on the station that's suitable.
That's too bad. I'm not shutting down for any Bajoran hearing.
I'm sure Lieutenant Dax would appreciate it.
Business is business.
You know, that wall's going to have to come in about 5 meters.
What are you talking about?
Of course, after you move the wall, that'll mean your second-level hollow suites will have to come down.
Come down? Why?
New restrictions. Building codes. Since the provisional government took over, they've got their hands into everything, and of course, I'm the one who's expected to enforce their rules here. You know, I think this bar is just a little too near the exit.
This is blackmail.
No, it's just business. Business is business.
I was just coming to see you. We still haven't found a place for the hearing. Holding it on Bajor would involve Dax leaving the station, and I don't want to risk that.
Well, now that's a coincidence. Our good friend Quark just donated the use of his facility for the hearing.
Nice gesture.
I thought so.
You know, I haven't been able to get a word out of Dax about any of this. So I thought someone might go do some investigating on Clystron 4 itself. What do you think?
This case has 30 years of dust covering it. The extradition hearing will take about 30 minutes.
I was hoping to make it a little longer than that.
Good luck.
This will be an informal hearing, so I'm going to start with some informal advice. I am 100 years old. I do not have time to squander listening to superfluous language. In short, I intend being here until supper, not senility. Understood?
Understood, Madam Arbiter.
You seek the extradition. Make your case.
The accused Trill, whatever its present appearance may be, was and is a Federation officer who committed capital crimes on our planet. Since there is no time limit on the prosecution of such crimes...
Thank you. I have already read the warrant and the charges. The crimes described are 30 years old. What took you so long?
The evidence was contained in military files which were officially sealed until recently.
Fine. Sit. Commander, the warrant is in order. On what grounds do you ask that I deny extradition?
You say the warrant's in order, but the name on the warrant is Dax. Certainly, that doesn't refer to Jadzia Dax of Bolivia, but to the now deceased Curzon Dax of male. This young woman wasn't even born 30 years ago.
You are arguing semantics. This creature is a Trill. The symbiont known as Dax has progressed from one host to the next.
Exactly, from one host to the next. A different host, a different person. So I submit that the person he wants to extradite no longer exists, and I challenge him to prove otherwise.
That's ridiculous.
It would have been easier on me, Commander, had you not raised that particular point. But the penalty for these crimes on your planet is death, and that is rather permanent. So, before I grant extradition, you will convince me, please, that the person named in your warrant is the person who is standing here now.
Seem to care whether she gets out of this or not.
I care. Doctor, we've given the opposition access to our computers in station library, so let's utilize them ourselves. I want you to find all the medical evidence you can to support the theory that Jadzia Dax and Curzon Dax are two entirely separate people. Major?
Excuse me, sir. I don't know that there is any medical evidence on that.
Assume there is, then find it. Major, I'm not asking you to be an attorney here, but if you could check the Federation computers for any precedents, legal decisions involving Trills.
Is the Trill responsible for the conduct, for the acts of its antecedent selves?
Right, that kind of thing.
What if I find the answer is yes?
Then that answer is wrong. From this minute on, our answer is no. But if you do find a wrong answer, I want to see it. I can't fight what I don't know about.
Commander Sisko, there's a subspace communication from Odo on Klystron 4.
We only have a few hours, people. What have you got for us, Constable?
Well, I know two things so far. Whoever did murder that General Ardelon Tandro, it got his troops so mad they went out and won their civil war. They made the general a national hero. There are statues of him all over the place. The second, everyone that's old enough to remember says the general and Curzon Dax were the closest of friends, comrades, inseparable.
Now that sounds like the Curzon Dax I knew.
But treason, plus the murder of his own best friend? Strange business. If those charges are true, I'd want to hang Curzon Dax up by his heels myself.
Thanks for the confidence.
Don't worry. I'll do my job. The general left a widow. If the two men were that close, she has to remember something about Curzon Dax that's not on the record. You'll hear from me.
Curzon Dax was not responsible for the death of my husband.
You're certain of that?
Without a doubt.